All right, I think we are live. So, hi, good morning, guys. Welcome to this session with Ramakrishna today. First of all, congratulations, Ramakrishna. We will introduce Ramakrishna uh, quite a bit today, and we will speak about how we went. So, a lot of people basically decide on taking up cat and preparing on their own, and not taking up coaching, etc. And then they go ahead and write Quora answers and uh, try to scare everyone else. So we have with us Ramakrishna, who basically prepared for CAT on his own. He enrolled for our group discussion and interview sessions only. So we will be actually speaking with him about the entire gamut of how to go about preparing for CAT, what was his experience. But before I start the session, a couple of things about Ramakrishna as such. He's from IIT Patna. He's graduated in 2017. He's been working with Indian Oil Corporation. He's right now posted in Balasore, and because his work comes under essential services, he's working even now, physically present over here. uh, and he's like almost like eager to get away, but he also has a duty to perform because I mean there are a lot of there are a lot of things which are going on around this world. So while a lot of us are in cities and trying, we have access to internet, we are closely staying with our parents, our loved ones, etc. There are people who are working out in the fields as well. Ramakrishna is one of them. uh, Ramakrishna, thank you very much for joining in at such a short notice. uh, Before I start off, okay, let me ask you a question which you would have faced multiple times in interviews. Can you introduce yourself?
Haha. Sir, good morning. Good morning, sir. First of all, thank you very much for the introduction. Okay. Um, Sir, myself, Ramakrishna. As I told, I have graduated from IIT Patna in 2017. Uh, from then, I have been working with Indian Oil Corporation. I basically hail from Ongol, a place in Andhra Pradesh. My family has a normal agricultural background. My major hobbies, as such, is writing short stories and also conducting awareness camps. That's it. That's a short brief, sir.
Okay. So let's start off with your cat journey as such. You are the hero here because you are like I mean, so
Thank you, sir.
in terms of your scores, etc., his 10th score is 90 plus, 12th score is 90 plus, graduation is 8.02,
Yes, sir.
8.02,
It's
8 point,
8.02.
I mean 8 CGP of 8 plus,
Yes, sir.
and his cat score is 99.75 percentile, etc. So how much time does it take to actually crack cat? And tell us about your cat 2018 experience versus cat 2019 experience, which you were telling us.
Sir, first time I wrote Catechin, sir, in 2018. But I would say the first time uh, I saw the CAT question paper is in the exam hall itself. Before entering into exam, I didn't even bother to open a book or I didn't even practice a single set of question for 2018. So it was in the exam hall. I clearly means I regretted clearly means I should have prepared because all these questions were sort of solvable and I could do it better. So after coming out of the exam, for first 2 months, I didn't. Again, I was in a very low mode. Means I have completely wasted a 1 year. I should start at least now. So it was in February, sir. I started, and February I ordered Arun Sharma books on Flipkart. If I'm not wrong, that's the first time, sir. That's the first time I touched the book for CAT preparation. And I
Okay.
basically I'm very much interested in state politics, sir, around Andhra Pradesh politics. So last year it was the political season, and
Okay.
uh, it was very means I used to participate in a lot of debates also with my friends, though those leaded to wars later on. So not until the April 11th election date I didn't prepare seriously, sir. After casting vote and I came back to Balasore, then I started preparing seriously. So I can say more or less 6 months or 6 months of preparation with gaps in between.
6 months of preparation. Okay.
Yes,
Okay. So you also used to work in a physical sort of a capacity. I mean, like you actually had to go and work on a plant
yes, sir.
in
Yes,
ISC. So
yes,
how
sir.
did you manage your time between work and preparation? Because a lot of people actually think like it is too much. I actually take a break. I'll have to do it on my own. So,
Sir,
how did you manage your time? How did you split your time? Can you give us a brief idea of how did you split your time between work and studies and your extracurricular activities? You write a lot. You also have CSR activities. Your own. I will speak about those also later. But yeah.
actually, we work in rotational shift duties, sir. So it's
Mhm.
not possible for me to fix a constant schedule throughout the week. I work 2 days in the morning shift, 2 days in the afternoon shift, and 2 days in the night shift, sir. So it's sort of I to overcome this, sir. I used to keep weekly targets during the CAT preparation, means before starting giving mocks. So in every week, irrespective of time, I used to give it to preparation. I just made sure that I should finish the target. So on an average, sir, it used to take 2 to 3 hours on a day, and on week off days, I used to spend little more. Means we can say 4 to 5 hours. So yes, sir, that's the average time I have spent before giving mocks, and after starting mocks, I started mocks around June or July, if I'm not wrong, sir. So after completing my syllabus and I have started mocks, uh, more or less, it's been 2 to 3 hours, sir. But it's been in continuous means in a continuous phase, sir.
Yeah,
Previously,
without a break you had.
yes,
So
sir.
you're saying that you started somewhere around April.
Yes,
You
sir.
used to give about 2 to 3 hours every day,
2 to 3 hours,
and on
yes,
weekends
on
about
average.
4 to 5 hours. And when did you start taking mocks?
Sir, June, in mid of June, sir.
Middle of June. So you were able to finish the syllabus in about 2.5 months.
It took around approximately 3 months, sir, if I'm not wrong. Syllabus,
But
sir.
you started giving mocks when you were about 80-85% of the syllabus done,
Yes, sir.
roughly.
Literally means first I have when I completed solving some sort of questions in Arun Sharma of Quant, I realized okay, this preparation is enough in terms of covering syllabus. Now it's time to give mocks. So
Okay.
and VRC and DLR, I
Okay.
think so.
So
There's no sort of syllabus to measure it. Yes,
mhm.
sir.
Okay. Okay. What about your social life other than your studies and work? What did you do? What were the other things which kept you grounded? Because see, a lot of time, whenever we have some free time, and a lot of people think that I am preparing and sacrificing my other social life. For example, I have to go out, play football or watch football or watch Netflix or spend time with my friends or go out for a party or spend time with a significant other, etc. So what was your like? I mean, like, did you have to make any sacrifices? What sort of things which
Not
you
sacrifices
did?
as of things, sir, but I live with my friends, sir. Means there are my colleagues and also friends live with me. So they actually supported me in between, sir. Whenever I'm reading, they used to means they used to wait. Suppose if you want to go out or means, but they used to take along with me, come along with me when I go outside. So they sort of supported me very much. I should be very thankful for them for that. And also my
Okay.
family has been very supportive, sir. In between some questions popped up like should I actually leave the job in between now, means people actually told this you are having a very good government job, is it worthy to leave a job for MBA at this point of time? But again family supported me. No, you can go with uh, you can go with whatever you want to do, sort of help.
So when did you feel like leaving your job?
uh, Sir, actually during the joining only, sir, I thought of doing my MBA after 2 years, but we have a bond of 3 years in my corporation, sir. So I thought
Hmm.
this is the time I should leave. Time has come, and so this is going to be my last attempt. Also, if I want to do my MBA in India, I thought this should be my last attempt. Beyond this, I'm going to go for global MBA. I thought in those lines. So I
Okay.
started preparing seriously in this attempt, sir. That's the thing.
Okay. So you are pretty. So your focus, you basically could not leave the job because of the bond, but you thought about leaving it,
Yes, sir.
and you basically this was the last attempt because age was catching up with you. or experience was catching up with you.
I agree, sir.
Okay. Okay. So I mean, so that basically plays into your mind as well. So that is perfectly fine. Okay. So you started your. We'll come to individual sections, how you prepared, etc. But before I start off, was there any point of time when you thought like, this is too difficult. I should just give up.
Sir,
I mean, like, or I will try it next year. Because, see, the thing is, when you have a job, that is something which a lot of people with work experience actually do it. Is that they feel that, okay, my job is building up. There is a lot of pressure which is building up in my job. There are a lot, my friends who were in graduation with me have now either gone to US
okay.
doing their MS, etc. They're getting married and they're inviting you for your marriage, their own marriages. Some of them might have actually got kids as well, etc. And your parents are also saying, "Why don't you go and settle down, etc." Because, like, I mean, I
I agree.
know. In South India, people usually get even their sons married off very quickly. I mean, 25, 26 is the son is like a little too old to get married. I mean, like, so how was the pressure like over there?
Sir, answering the first question, sir, there are times when I felt very low, sir. I remember still now, even when it for me it got very difficult with VRC, sir. I should agree. Whenever I face some tough questions in VRC, uh, I remember, sir, twice, 2 times I have literally closed the mock exams in between. Means I couldn't take it anymore. Twice I closed the exam in between. That's the level of frustration I had during VRC, during facing difficult questions in VRC, sir. So then again I used to think, means okay, let's try. And sir, having a job is also a type of support, sir, because during preparation, if at all I go down, uh, again we can ramp up or get strong by saying, see, we already have a support. Whatever we are doing is only going to take us in better position. So let's. I sort of prepared like, let's give one last best shot. That's it. Whatever it's done, it's done. I thought I prepared in
So
those.
it's also like a diversion, right? It's also like a diversion. I mean, you can see many a times. I'm not sure if this is what happened to you, but a lot of times when I am concentrating on something, any project, etc., and I'm not able to get a breakthrough, right? Then suddenly, if I do something else, it takes my mind away from that project where I'm stuck, and then I'm able to go back again. If you have a
Yes,
job, you're forced to actually go away from it for some time, and
yes, sir.
then did you face that sort of? Would you say that your experience was similar?
Yes, sir. Actually, my role in my Indian Oil Corporation, sir, operation maintenance engineer, sir. So majority of the time I stay in this same location. But sometimes it do happens. I go to the outside places also for training or for maintenance purposes. Then I used to face this problem, sir. When I go for training for a long time training sessions or for a emergency maintenance sessions, there used to be a long break from the studies, and after coming back for 2 to 3 days, I feel like, okay, let's keep aside studies for some time again. uh, Again I used to feel guilty or regret about delaying, procrastinating the things, and again I used to start up again. So journey has been
Okay.
very up and down, a roller coaster ride, sir, I must say.
It's not a straight line. It's not a
Yes, sir.
straight line. It's
Definitely
not
it's
a
not a
straight
straight
line.
line, sir. Definitely it's not a straight line. And sir, that is
Okay.
completely fine, sir.
Okay.
I must say that is completely fine. And I want to say it happens with everyone. If I'm not wrong, it happens with everyone, sir. Either people are going for
It
coaching
has
or
to happen with everyone.
yes, sir. And this feeling increases more when you actually start giving mocks. Uh, in the first 2 to 3 mocks, either you may not reach the number of attempts you wanted to attempt, or the accuracy might be very low. In my case, the number of attempts has been uh, very less in quant at sometimes, and accuracy has been very less in VRC times. So those are the times when I used to feel again low. Yes, sir. Everybody has, sir.
Okay.
I feel.
Okay, so let's go to the individual sections and then we'll finally come to the mocks, how you went about it. Okay,
Definitely.
so you said like you were telling me before we started that you were really scared of reading those Quora articles about how will you manage your English, and English was supposedly your, you know, weak sort of a point. Why did you consider English to be a weakness, and how did you actually improve it? And especially this year when English was actually more difficult than the previous years?
Yes, sir. Sir, English actually, English is not a sort of weak point, sir. But I have read too many core answers. That's might be that played back in my mind. Too many core answers I have read before starting preparation. As I told, between the December, between the CAT 2018 and starting the preparation, I have read too many core answers. And majority of the answers focus solely on VRC, if I'm not wrong. uh, People say
Okay.
you should be aware with the complex English words. You should start reading the book which we read for GRE, means typical complex words. And I read that for 2 weeks, and then later I realized no, there is of no use. So that's the first thing, sir. And second thing, VRC coming to the this year, VRC being difficult actually sort of helped me, sir. During preparing
Okay.
VRC, uh, there's a standard time, sir. If we say 8 to 10 minutes, we can decide whether we can go for this, or we can. That's the time we should skip the via that the comprehension if we are not familiar with the topic. So I used to margin that to 4 minutes itself. When I am halfway through the
Okay.
when I am halfway through the comprehension, if I can understand what the author is saying, or if I can relate to the topic, I used to continue. If not, I used to skip and I used to go back. I used to continue to the further topic. That helped me with the British. If I'm not wrong, sir, in CAT 2019, the comprehension related to British is the most difficult thing, sir. People actually spend 13 to 14 minutes on the one single comprehension.
So you were in slot two. You were in slot.
I'm in slot two, sir. So
Oh,
luckily,
yeah. So Arx was basically telling us yesterday about how difficult that British colonialism passage was, and
yes,
I
sir,
think you were
exactly.
also like,
After going
yeah.
through the passage for 2 minutes, I couldn't even get the uh, idea what he was talking about. So I literally left the passage and I moved forward. That sort of helped me very much, sir. And I must say, I got
Okay.
the out of 3 sections, I got the highest mark in VRC, around 61
Oh,
out of 3 sections.
okay.
So
Okay. Okay. Your overall score is about 180, right? So
181
roughly
point.
you almost had a very balanced 60-60. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, okay. So, so let's look at VRC in more depth. You were preparing only for CAT. You were not planning to write exams like IFT or Excel, XAT or anything
No,
like
sir,
that,
no,
right?
sir. I haven't
So
even
you basically skipped the grammar part. You skipped the grammar part, vocabulary part, sentence correction part straight away.
sentence correction, sir. Sentence correction I did, sir, because uh, along with the verbal, means I downloaded some PDFs from the internet, sir. In the PDFs, along with the para jumbling and also the course, there is a assignment under sentence correction also. So I did the sentence correction part. Remaining part I didn't do, sir. Yes, solely preparing from
Okay.
exam point of view.
For RC and sentence correction sort of thing. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So how did you tackle, so most of VARC today is based on reading and reading sort of ability. So, and everyone says read, 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 and then
Yes, sir.
read, read, read a little bit more, right? So
For this,
what
sir,
were you reading?
yes, sir. For this, I must thank Online 2IIM, sir. Online 2IIM portal,
Okay.
they had a that's a
Hmm.
free. If we can have access, sir, that's a free accessible material.
Yeah.
They have a
Mm-hmm.
very comprehensive reading list. How you should start reading, means which all books
Mm-hmm.
can help.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they basically recommend to read all sort of, means if we look at the VRC passages of
Mm.
the sorry RC passages of the CAT in the previous years also, they are from different backgrounds. One might
Mm.
be from the history, one might be from the philosophy, one from the anthropology, one. So they used to
Mm.
post articles every day, sir. uh, One of the
Mm.
medium type, one of the very lengthy type. So I
Yeah.
used to regularly read
Mm.
those articles, sir. I seriously must tag
Okay.
online 2 a.m.
Yeah.
for this. And I used to read articles rather than books, sir. I daily My majority of the preparation with VRC went in reading articles only, sir. And the articles not only fictional, sir.
Okay.
It ranged from history to philosophy. Yes. I used to read
Okay.
around 1.5 to 2 hours
Okay.
during preparation of VRC. Yes.
Mm.
That
Okay.
sort of reading habit helped me.
Okay.
Reading article habits, yes, sir.
Okay. And And how did you practice? How much did you practice? Did you like practice any passages, etc.? What
Practice, sir.
exactly did you?
I solely prepared from Arun Sharma books, sir. We have a four set of
Okay.
books from Arun Sharma. One for verbal ability and reading comprehension,
Yeah. Mm.
Quant and
Mm-hmm.
DLLR. So all my
Mm.
practice sessions before mock has been from that book, sir. There are level one, level
Okay.
two, level three. I used to prepare all those levels. I skipped sometimes level three in some
Mm-hmm.
chapters, but I made sure I completed level one and level two. And after completing,
Okay.
I again used to pick some random topics and prepare. And also, I used to prepare previous year question papers available on the internet, sir.
Okay.
That's the preparation
Okay.
material I followed.
So if somebody was to ask you about before you prepared, before you started, before you gave the test, and
Yes, sir.
now that you have completed the test,
Yes,
what
sir.
are the things which you should do for VRC? What are the things which you should not do for VRC according to you?
First thing, sir, I will say I will go with the things you shouldn't do. People, people literally feel very threatened about the vocabulary skills they have. Means, first point is no need to learn very complex words. CAT is all about means the RC passage is not all about inference. Means we should get familiar with what author is saying, in which tone he is speaking. Means either it's sarcastic or aggressive. Means so if we can relate to that, we are well. We are all well, sir. So I would say
Okay.
definitely don't worry about the complex words. They are not going to give you such words in exam, and that's the one best. And don't get threatened by seeing core answers. That's the
Okay.
and
Okay.
the things we should do,
Okay.
sir.
Let's go to the, yeah, sorry, go ahead. Yeah, things which you should do. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
uh, if you are not an avid reader, sir, start reading articles, sir, and start with the topics which we are interested in. Basically, I am interested in politics, so I started with political topics first. Then it led to history. That's it, sir. I didn't. Then the random articles which used to be posted by different coaching centers. That's the
Okay.
first thing. And also don't limit yourself to reading short articles, sir. Read lengthy articles, because at times we can face a passage of more than one to one and a half to two pages, and it might turn out that the passage is easy at last. We might just skip the passage just because it's lengthy, but it might turn out it's the easiest passage of the entire exam. So we cannot uh, lose the marks, I must say, sir.
Okay.
So yes.
Okay. So what about your LRDI preparation? I mean, see, I mean, till CAT 2018, LRDI was considered to be the toughest section. CAT 2019, LRDI was not the toughest.
Yes,
VRC was the
we are
toughest.
set of us.
LRDI became easier. I mean, from 4 sets, probably people could attempt 5 sets. So
Yes,
what
sir.
was your preparation like for LRDI? How did you go about managing LRDI
For
preparation?
LRDI, sir, I must say out of the 8 sets given, I used to set a target of 4 sets, sir. Means
Mm.
if I'm done with 4 sets, okay, means I'm above 98 percentile, 97 percentile. I have this in mind. So I used to get better time management after understanding this. Oh, if we have 60 minutes and for 4 sets, even though I have spent 8 to 9 minutes on a single set, uh, I used to not feel tensed during the exam. This sort of helped me during the actual exam. This I practiced during all the mocks exams, sir. And
Okay.
after completing three to 2 to 3 sets, it used to boost me up like a. It
Okay.
used to help me very much. So that sort of helped me during the exam also, sir. So LRDI is all about cooling ourselves first and then seeing the questions, sir. Yes.
Okay. Any specific strategy which you used for LRDI?
Strategy as of sir, if I spent 8 to 10 minutes on the single single question, single passage, or what we call single set, I used to make sure means in if I understood the question, what the other means, what the question what the exam is asking, I used to continue with the set even though it might take 2 to 3 minutes more. But beyond 15
Okay.
minutes, I didn't spend on any set, sir. I used to skip the set.
Hmm.
I thought it was a bad day. I
Okay.
shouldn't have done that. I practiced
Okay.
that's well.
That's very nice. That's very nice. So you have seen a lot of topic. I mean, like in English, you said like you prepared only for sentence correction and reading rather than vocabulary and para. I mean, and fill in the blanks and all the other parts. What will you say is the most underrated area in LRDI, and what is the most overrated area in LRDI? I mean, like, what do you think people should focus on rather than, you know,
Sir, I would say that data interpretation people should focus more, sir. Yes, people actually focus more on that, but it's worthy, sir, because every year we see definitely 2 to 3 questions on data interpretation, and they turn out to be very easy, sir. If people spend 8 to 10 minutes on the question, and if we are not tensed, we can easily. I feel they can be answered easily. So as all the questions carry equal marks out of 32 questions, it doesn't matter you have done 3 sets of data interpretation, 1 set of logical reasoning, or the vice versa. So better be
Mhm.
prepared with the data interpretation very well, because the three sets or 4 sets which comes from the data interpretation could be answered very easily. Logical reasoning, it's again sometimes the preparation might help, logical reasoning, and sometimes the topic, if the topic you have exposure to the topic previously in the logical reasoning, the sort of questions, it might have a edge to you, or else it's all about exposure, sir, in
So,
coming to logical reasoning. If we have practiced a wide range
okay,
of questions in logical reasoning, it might help us. Yes, that's it, sir.
okay. So, any particular topics which you would say people should skip straight away, and people
No, sir.
should definitely.
I couldn't dare that to say in LRDI, sir, because in LRDI, I would say the much topics we cover, the much at better position we are, sir. At LRDI, I would definitely say it's
Okay,
that.
okay. How did you measure your improvement in LRD? I mean, when you were taking mocks, etc. Whether you did you have like sort of like an Excel sheet where you used to fill up all those things? How did you measure that? I mean, were there any strength areas of yours? Were there, besides DI, any strength areas of weak areas? These are the questions I will definitely avoid, or these are the questions which I'll definitely try. How did you
Sir,
go about
those sort of questions are, sir, they're in quant section, not in LRDI section. In LRDI, sir,
it? LRD.
my measuring my measuring instrument has always been number of attempts, sir. I think out of
Okay.
34, if I attended 20 questions, I'm good in that mock. I used to bother less about accuracy in DILR. In
Mm-hmm.
VRC, it's the other way around, sir. I used to bother more about accuracy in VRC, but in LRDI, I used to bother
Okay.
about attempts, because in LRDI and quant, sir, whatever we attempt, we we answer that question after coming to conclusion only. It will be more or less, it should be the correct answer according to us, if not wrong calculations or else. So I used to bother about number of attempts in LRDI from mock one to from one mock to another mock. And
Okay.
if at all I attempted less than 3 sets, then that was the bad mock in LRDI, sir. That's it.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
didn't
Okay.
maintain any
Let's
Excel
come.
sheet as of such, sir. In AIM cats, as I
Okay.
told, I have taken AIM cat, sir, that is
In
time
cat
based.
series.
They have the
Yes.
analytics for each mock test, sir. So I used to follow that. That's it.
Okay. 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 That's perfectly fine. Okay. What about the maths part? How did you? I mean, maths is something which there is a lot of things to worry about and a lot of things to not worry about. How did you go about preparing for
Sir,
maths?
Max, sir, my first preparation quant started with the number system, sir, because whenever I see the questions of quant from any mock test or from any exam sample question paper of test series,
Anything on Facebook, it's
yes, sir,
numbers. Yeah.
yes, sir, in cat groups also, the questions used to start with reminders. And the reminders questions is
Yes.
the reminder questions also, which we are not familiar with. There are some techniques which aren't necessary, but people are unnecessarily bothered about those. Actually, the lengthy calculations, and I'm
Yeah.
sure, sir, those questions are not being asked now. Uh, Many people actually say this, but still people spend a lot more time than required on the reminder set, reminder questions. Better to decrease the time. I wouldn't say to skip that, but better to go through the questions asked in the previous paper and prepare to that level, or one step beyond that. Not not a way too much. I would
Okay.
I would definitely recommend that, sir, in number systems. And sir,
Okay. What
jo-
about? Okay.
sir, yes,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
geometry and quadratic equations has been always my strength, sir. Right from my uh, intermediate
Mhm.
also, I sort of prepared well for JEE. It helped me a lot, I must say, in quant.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
quadratic geometry and quadratic equations has been means or arithmetic equations has been my comfortable area, sir. And coming to speed, uh, because I didn't practice much before preparation, time distance problems, they actually require speed, sir. People can actually solve them, but
Mhm.
what makes different from one to another is the time which we can solve that questions. So the more time we spent on
Mhm.
solving those type of questions, the much better position we are in, sir. So I will say, if you
Okay.
want to, if you are thinking of giving more time to certain portion in quants, certainly give to arithmetical portion and geometry portion, because the majority of questions this year also, if I'm not wrong, if we are well prepared with time distance problems and geometry part, skipping number systems, we could have easily answered 20 plus questions, sir, which this year, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What was your strategy like for the quant section? How did you go about attempting? I mean, did you have a target in mind, or like 25 questions, I have to do 25 attempts?
With
What
quants, sir,
exactly was
my strategy has always been skipping the question, sir. If I didn't understand the
it?
question
Okay.
at first 30 seconds, I used to skip, no matter how hard or how easy the question. It might be the very basic question of finding the variable value or finding the roots. I used to simply skip if I didn't understand the question in first 30 seconds or 40 seconds. So out of 34
Mhm.
questions, even though if I skip 10 to 15 questions, I am done with 20 questions, and my accuracy is to be very good high with the quant, because we answer the question after arriving at the solution, so that accuracy is to be nice. So yes, sir, with
Okay.
quant, I recommend to learn skipping the question, sir. You must know which is your comfortable area.
Okay.
You must know which part you should avoid. That will definitely help, sir, because
Okay.
CAT quant is all about time management also, sir. Time management actually literally helps you in increasing your items, and also it helps to cool you down, which in turn helps increase your accuracy. Sorry, which in turn increase your accuracy. Yes, I will definitely recommend to
Okay.
learn skipping the question, sir. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So now these are the individual sectional strategy. What was your overall mock strategy like? I mean, like, how did your how did you go about planning taking a mock? I mean, like, would you take the mock on a weekend, or would you take the mock on a weekday? What exactly did you do?
Sir, I used to have week off on Wednesday, sir. Means not on Sundays or weekends. So I used to take my mock test on my off day
Continue
generally.
speaking. I'll just close this door. Continue speaking. I'll just close this door and come.
Okay,
It's
sir.
just yeah.
So my weekday has been on the Wednesday, sir. So I used to take mock on Wednesdays in general. As I'm saying, sir, I used to take mock on Wednesday. And
Mhm.
also, sir, in CAT 2018, the slot in Balasore is afternoon slot, sir. So I thought in CAT 2019 also it would be in Sunday afternoon only. So I also took 7 to 8 mocks in the last time. Means exam is going to be conducted in November. So in September and October, whatever the quants I attempted, I used to attempt it on Sunday, because it will be the environment gonna help us. Means the time exam also will be on Sunday. So yes, and the number of mocks, sir, I took around 18 to 20 mocks, not more than that. 18 to 20 mocks,
Okay.
and
So
with a period of one mock per
people
week.
say that you should take 40 mocks, 50 mocks, 80 mocks.
So that
You would
will,
have read that on Quora also, right?
yes, sir, I have read, sir. And so
Okay.
when I
You were
start,
never tempted to take a second mock or a third.
sir, I
Yeah.
used to exhaust after taking one mock, sir. Means I feel like I cannot do more than a mock per week. Means I thought
Okay.
that's the energy level I have. Only one mock per week, that's more than enough. Because, sir, between one mock to another mock, I should take a week off, means a 7 days period. Uh, I used to mark up the topics from the Quant and DLR, means DLR, not from the VRC, because VRC, there is no specific area which I'm weak with. I'm weak in whole VRC, not as a part in VRC. I understood that from
Okay.
I, I understood that in during mocks also, sir. But in DLR and Quant, I used to stuck up in some areas, especially with Quant, sir. So in between the weeks, I used to revise those topics. And DLR, I used to take sectional tests. In sir, in time test series, AIMCAT test series, they used to have sectional tests also, sir. They are
Yeah, they have
divided.
a very good sectional test. Yeah.
Sir, they are divided between medium level and difficult level. So I used to practice those medium level and difficult level sectional tests in between. That sort of gave me push, sir. I must say I have taken 18, not even 20, sir, 18 to 19 mocks. I have taken overall mocks, and I have taken equal number of sectional tests also, sir. In all the three topics, either it be Quant, DL,
Okay.
ERC, around 15 to 20 sectional tests. Yes, sir. And I feel if you
Okay.
prepare well with
Okay.
mocks, 20 number of mocks are well good. Means no need to do 40 or 50. Means as per me, sir. Because you'll get exhausted. Literally, you'll get exhausted, sir, after writing uh, our exam for 3 continuous hours with a stressful mindset. I feel maybe two mocks per week, not beyond that. I will recommend, sir.
Okay. So that is about how many mock. What were your scores and mocks like? I mean, how did you like? Were they fluctuating? Were they like stable? What were your scores usually like in mocks? Because
Not
people usually like fret about, okay, my mock scores are this much. My mock scores. What were your scores like usually in mock?
not at all stable, sir. Uh, I still remember I used to
Mm-hmm.
not qualify in DLR and DLR sometimes, and also VRC sometimes
Mm-hmm.
in each section. They used to
Mm-hmm.
vary from 90 to 140 in the starting. When I started preparation, in the first mock, I got around 135. I felt very good, sir. Okay, I'm very well with preparation. The second mock also, I got around 140. But the third mock or fourth mock, I remember, sir, I got below 80. So
Oh.
that's the time I thought, no. I'm not in the constant range. Mark started fluctuating. And that happened with for the
Okay.
next 2 mocks also. I couldn't achieve more than 100. So then I
Okay.
realized, sir, my quant is not as good as I thought. And also till then I thought DLR is my good area, not even though not the strong area, I'm comfortable in that. But then I realized, no, this is not my comfortable area. And also VRC as usual. This is a pathetic area for me. So
Okay.
then I started practicing more for quant, sir. Basically, when I realized when I look after the papers which I got less marks, I realized the number of attempts in quants and DLR has been very less, sir. I must say below 50. They have ranged between 15 to 18 with accuracy of 75 to 80%. So from sixth mock onwards, I started focus on increasing the number of attempts in DLR and quant at least. In VRC, I kept it. I
Mm-hmm.
always thought if I attended 20 to 23 questions with uh, with proper consents, means not just marking answers with proper consents. If I can answer 20 to 25, 22 questions, I'm in good zone. But in quant and DLR, I used to think for quant I used to keep a target of 25 to 28 questions with an accuracy of means we generally aim for 100% accuracy, but it used to be 80 to 90% in quant. And DLR, sir, DLR it used to be around 4 to 5 sets for every mock. Those are the targets. So in whichever mock I achieved those targets, the score has been around 150 or 145. In whichever
Mm-hmm.
I didn't reach those targets, it has been 120, 110. So overall, the range has been between 100 to 150. Sometimes, if I remember, sir, my highest marks in mock has been 160. But that's only one time, sir. But the majority of the time, it used to fluctuate around 140 plus or minus 10, sir.
Okay. So when were you reasonably confident that, okay, fine, I will get a reasonable good call?
Sir,
Somewhere around October, November. When were you confident that, okay, I'm going to get a decent call this year?
I solved previous paper. When I'm attempting AIMCAT, sir, I didn't feel confident. Means I thought, okay, I can score above 95 percentile, but not 99.5 something. But I solved 2018 paper and 2017 paper. Then I felt confident, sir. Okay, test series has been somewhat difficult level, both in all the sections, both in VRC, DLR, and Quant. But when I saw the 2018 and 2017 paper, I felt so much confidence. Sir. Means In previous papers, I literally scored some 160 plus or 170 plus. So then
Okay.
I thought, okay, we are in good position. No need to be so tensed. So that's the
So
type.
when you came out of CAT examination, you would have actually checked your score with all the score calculator, etc. Right?
Yes, sir, yes, sir,
So
yes, sir.
you would have felt very happy about it.
The moment I felt very happy, sir, seeing the number of attempts after the completion of exam, the screen shows the number of attempts. So, as
Okay.
I told, sir, my target has always been 25 to 26 questions, and I have reached the target, sir, in the CAT exam.
Okay.
So I felt very happy at the moment. I still remember sir, seeing at the screen, all the questions has been in VRC attempted around 22, 23 questions, if I'm not wrong. In DLR attempted around 20 questions. In Quant I attempted around 24 questions. So every section I have more or less reached the target. So I felt very happy looking at the screen after the completion of exam. So that's the
And your accurate, I mean, if you basically had 20 to 22 attempts and your score was 180 odd, your accuracy would have been fantastic, right? So
sir.
your
I must
accuracy would have
say
been 90% plus, right?
in DLR, sir, I have got 100% accuracy, sir. If I'm not wrong, I got only. I don't feel I got a single question wrong in DLR, sir. In Quant,
Okay.
I got less accuracy, sir. I have marked 3 questions wrong, and
Okay.
fortunately VRC only 3 questions or 2 questions wrong. That too in the questions which didn't have negative marking, para jumble questions.
I mean, that's like stunning. I mean, like for VARC to have such accuracy, that too in
I
RCs, that's stunning. Like,
I couldn't literally believe it, sir. When the first response sheet came out, I was checking against the correct answer sheet, and I didn't. I thought I was checking the correct answer sheet when I'm looking at my response sheet. I confused between
okay.
correct answers. So then I realized, no, what we are marked are correct answers, and we are
What
in
you're
good.
seeing is right. What you're seeing is right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So once you have done all this, you would have then gotten to the next stage, which was the interview preparation. How did you go about interview preparation as such? I mean, like, what was the difficulty which you faced in interviews, etc.? I mean, you did it on your own for your,
Yes, sir.
I mean,
Actually,
your basic test preparation. What about interviews? Why did you,
again, sir,
why did you not do it on your own?
for interview preparation, sir, first I contacted one of my colleague who left my corporation last year and joined IIM Ahmedabad this last year. Bilal, sir, one of my friend. I talked with him. He basically
Hmm.
told interview is all about yourself. Uh, be present yourself, and he himself didn't take coaching, sir. He told he used to like it keeping a raw, means not a sort of structured answers. He recommended me that, but he also told if you
Hmm.
are not confident enough about presenting yourself, so means presenting yourself at the best, he told to better go with the uh, coaching institutes or enrolling in coaching institutes, sir. So again I started reading answers on Quora again. They confused me a lot, sir, because people from different backgrounds write on Quora. One might be from engineering, one might be from commerce background, one might be from architecture. So the questions asked will be from the various backgrounds, sir. The professors ask question depending upon our resume and our background. So people generally get confused why questions are being asked from various backgrounds when we are from, suppose consider me as engineer. When I see questions being
A
asked
particular
on
background, yeah.
finance or architecture questions, I couldn't answer that. So when I was reading answers regarding that, I used to feel, no, this is not our area, so we might perform very bad. Again, then I realized all the questions are being asked from their respective backgrounds. So after going all through, sir, I decided to enroll in a coaching institute, sir. When I went through all the coaching institutes, I thought I must enroll in such institute which can take personal monitoring. That's the reason why I enrolled at TOPMYTEST, sir. When I went through the description, the GDPI course, comprehensive interview course package you people had, they clearly mentioned means there will be personalized mentoring from person to person. I must say that's your unique selling point of yours, sir. I'm not bragging, but I'm just saying, sir.
Thank you.
That's the reason I joined, sir. Yes.
Uh, how what were the things which you were worried about in your interview? Any particular area which you were worried for your interview? Did you have extra
VAT, sir.
specific?
Around VAT, sir.
Sorry.
Not VAT, sir. About returnability test, sir. In PI,
Okay.
I'm confident enough that I can present well because I'm well aware of what I am doing, means regarding my background, academic background
Mhm.
also, and other uh, extracurricular activities. But in VAT, sir, I don't know. I don't know where to practice from. What are the type of question? What are the type of topics they have been asking? So the majority of the confusing area has been VAT always, sir. Always VAT has been the uh, confusing or threatening area for me
Mhm.
in PA and VAT. But
Okay.
after giving mock test with you, then I realized no, PI means I'm well aware with the answers, but I'm not prepared with presenting myself. Then yes, and as I went on giving mocks with you people, it became so much better, sir. Yes.
Okay. What about okay? Let's look at couple of sources. I mean, like now that you have gotten into IIM Ahmedabad, you are also now a budding Quora writer, and obviously you can also start writing because
Sir, if at all I
you
write, sir,
already like
I will
writing.
definitely write my first answer as don't read too
Don't
many
believe Quora.
don't read too many core answers, and don't search for extra motivation. Just dive into the preparation, and strategy will be made. You yourself can make the strategy. That will be the simplest answers around core. If anybody asks me about CAT preparation, yes,
I
sir.
thought you will write a 3,000 word article about like what the beauty of CAT examination is and how like it is, it takes away it judges every single preparation of your life. It's like the most structured examination, etc. I thought like
Sir, might be,
awesome.
sir. All of those might be. Many people have written that, sir. But seeing many people written that, people generally gets confused and they get scary, sir. Means people
Okay.
really feel tensed seeing all that, sir. So it's
Okay.
better to say them truth. Actually, I seriously felt that, sir, if we start preparing, we can better structure, we can better see the way than just sitting on the other side and looking for the motivation or looking for the plan made by some other one. So just dive into the preparation, you will be well good. Yes, sir.
Okay, so let us two things. We'll conclude it with two things which we always ask people. First one is, what is the worst thing that you thought will happen in CAT but did not happen? I mean, like you were always scared. Like, I mean, one is you said about the Quora part. You were always like very scared. Like, oh shit, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. This is going to happen.
Yes,
What
sir.
is the thing which you had already been scared about, but it never happened actually,
Okay.
either in interviews or your actual test?
Yes, sir. I'll first talk about the test, sir. The test actually started with VRC, then it goes for DLR, then for Quant, sir. So, uh, as I told, Quant has been my comfortable area. I always had this doubt. If at all I had done very badly in VRC, the stress will always carry to the DLR. In DLR, sir, I'm 100% sure if we are writing exam with stress, section will be gone completely. So that VRC stress, I thought if at all I do bad in VRC, that stress will damage DLR, and in turn, the cumulative will definitely damage my QA, which will ruin completely my exam. That's the uh, utmost fear I had, sir, before entering in the exam. The best part is uh, I didn't think of all this during the exam. That literally helped me, sir, because during attempting VRC this year, VRC has been very difficult, sir. Especially in slot two, if I'm not wrong. People also, I think everybody agree with that. And if I had carried the tension to DLR, definitely I wouldn't have done better. So that didn't cross my mind during the exam, sir. I must be fortunate enough for that. And during the interview, sir, I always thought I, if at all they ask me some random questions regarding the topic which I couldn't know or I didn't even uh, bother thinking about. How should I present myself? Means how should I answer to the professor? Means I'm not aware with the topic. So that didn't happen, sir. That happened, but they simply rolled when I told sir I'm not aware of what you're asking. They simply rolled out from the topic. So again, fortunate enough.
So you're saying that you can say I don't know the answer and still be selected.
Definitely, sir. Definitely, sir. I must say I have told this not in one interview. more or less in all the interviews I have told this. I have given interviews with Ahmedabad, Calcutta, Lucknow. In 3 of the interviews, I have told this. They asked me questions about, if I'm not wrong, uh, in Lucknow, they asked me about the history part, which um, I have no idea of even clue. Means I simply told sir, I don't know what I don't even know what you're talking about. So a professor simply laughed and he skipped that part. Yes, we can
Okay.
definitely say, sir.
Okay. And what was the one thing which you least expected but actually turned up? I mean, in a good way or in a bad way? You had
Sir,
not planned for it, but actually.
yes, sir. Before going to Ahmedabad interview, sir, people told it will be better if we are averse with the statistics part, the distribution curves part. Sir, could you hear me, sir?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
So statistics part. So my Ahmedabad interview happened on March 15th, just before the 1 week of lockdown. By then, coronavirus has been viral in news, sir. So in mid of the interview,
Mm-hmm.
professor asked me, "Do you know what coronavirus is?" Means like, yes, sir. Then he gave me pen and paper and asked to draw a graph how the number of patients increase with time. With proper, he told me to draw proper graph. Means on the y-axis, he told me to represent what it is, and x-axis. Then he asked the explanation how why did I draw the graph. Then he told me to develop the equation for that graph only in terms of
Mm-hmm.
number of patients uh, in the on the left side, or means the relation between number of patients and the time. So
Mm-hmm.
I told sir it depends upon uh, the patients depending upon right now as the it is proportional to number of patients. He told me to literally write the equation. I wrote the equation. Then he told me to compare this graph with the standard distribution curves. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I it turned out to be some normal distribution curve with median shifted. So I told him. Then from that part he diverted to statistics part. Means he told me to draw normal distribution curve. He told me to write equation. That seriously helped me, sir. And this whole part literally took around 5 to 7 minutes of the interview, and I
Okay.
felt very happy regarding that. Means I somehow read that, and it reflected in the interview. So yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, that's the best part happened
Okay.
in the Ahmedabad
That's
interview.
okay. Okay. I think we are out of time. We will stop at this time. Ramakrishna, it was very, very nice speaking to you. Guys, in case you like this session, please do share this with your friends. We congratulate Ramakrishna again. Is there
Thank
any
you. Thank you.
novel, etc., which you're going to write at the end of it? Because you
Not
are
at
a,
all.
I mean, tell us a little bit more about your interest before I close. Tell us a little bit more about your
Sir,
interests.
sir,
You have very
I
interesting hobbies or extracurricular activities. Please do mention about that. I mean, that is something which I think people
sir,
should know about.
I write short stories, sir. Short stories depending upon
Mhm.
the. I also means I don't blog, sir. I like writing on the handbook. I also have the handbook named.
Mhm.
I named my handbook, sir. I also mentioned this in my interview. The name of the handbook is Black and White with a Tinge of Color. Means that's the name of the
Mhm.
handbook. If at all I publish, that will be the name of the
Mhm.
book. So I used to
Mhm.
write stories about the situations happening around. Means regarding the NRC thing, CA thing, means all the current affairs, those things. And also, as I have come from village, means I am from a rural background, sir. I have grown up all over in rural. So I like to conduct some awareness camps, sir. I seriously feel a lot of uh, undevelopment or illiteracy even exists today because of the lack of awareness. So I have been into conducting awareness camps. Uh, yes, more or less, those are the things, sir.
Okay. It's perfectly awesome. I mean, like, thank you very much for joining in,
Thank
guys.
you,
If
thank you, thank you very
for
much,
the
sir.
second time, in case you like this video, share this with your friends. Congratulations, Ramakrishna. Hope you have a wonderful career ahead. Stay
Thank you,
safe from the virus. And thank you for A, being an essential service, helping us out, and B, helping us out today with CAT preparation as well. Okay.
thank you, sir. Thank you
Just
very
let
much.
me close this session. Just let me close this. Hold on.